Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Pod Spiral, the first episode in our hopefully long-running show with our guilds, I guess, and random games and stuff. But we're going to be talking about Guild Wars 2 today. A lot of big news, a lot of problems in the game that we've been having, a lot of difficulties. But we want to address some of them and the potential fixes that are coming in this latest update and in the coming months along with this update. So first of all, let's just list a few of our problems, and we'll get into the promises that were made. I mean, no one knows that these promises are actually going to come true, and some of the stuff that's going to happen in Frost and Prelude at the end of this video. We'll get to the end of that by then. So we're going to start out.
Are we not going to introduce ourselves, or does that not matter?
They know who we are. I'm, of course, Nexus.
Do they? I mean, I feel like a face in the crowd.
Do you? Well, tell them who you are, sir. Let them know. Proclaim it to the heavens.
I am. Okay, I will. I am a Sylvari.
You have a tree penis? A tree diddle daddle whittle? Whittle biddle?
I believe they're called stamen.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I am a very masculine tree man. But not really. I'm actually very svelte and sleek. Anyway, I am Cash.
This may come to the shuck at you guys, but
yep.
I'm a person.
Oh my god.
I'm a human.
No, I'm a Sylvari in the game. And in real life.
Of course. Magic, witchcraft, what witchery is this? But, yeah, let's talk about some of the gripes we have in this game. Anyone knows, I've been playing the shit out of Guild Wars 2 for the last, couple of months, really, and just kind of been a time sink for me, really.
I couldn't tell. What with all the Guild Wars crap you're putting on your channel.
I know. I have one guy who likes my stuff. You know what? This is for him. This is for you, buddy. Shrooms, whatever you're 5. I'm sorry, I forget your numbers. I hate when... No offense, but I just don't like it when people tack numbers onto the end of the names because it makes it so confusing when trying to remember. But anyway, gripes. Number one gripe for me, I don't know if this is for you, but the looting system is just horrible in this game.
It is very awful.
I mean,
drop rates are abysmal. Even when you have possibly the most magic find that you can get at a time, you still find that items just do not want to drop, even if you're trying to find them for hours.
I know.
On end.
I mean, I've been playing like a while. Don't let my appearance fool you. This armor is basically from the hard work of guaranteed drop of tokens. None of the stuff I've got on me is actually from farming or just rare drops in general. It's just all from the trading post and basically just guaranteed stuff that you can get in game. I mean, I haven't been lucky.
Honestly, I'm going to go as far to say that I've never ever had anything drop from a monster that I've ever considered to be particularly good. I mean, I have almost never had, outside of fractals or dungeons, found a monster to drop an exotic item.
Well, I've had 2 exotics drop for me in a dungeon. One was from a monster, and that was when we were playing the Sorrow's Embrace storyline. And the other one was from a chest in Escalonian Catacombs. That was actually just yesterday. So both of my drops have been fairly recent.
I don't know. Do we consider chests to be drops?
I guess.
I mean, really.
Well, I don't know. How many good drops do you get from a chest?
Technically, have a better drop rate than just killing mobs.
No, they just have a potential for higher items, as far as I can tell. Like, they have the best stuff in them.
Well, yeah.
But it's still like just the same as killing an enemy. Some enemies have the same, have the potential to drop exotics. So do chests.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that just like percentage, like a luck of the draw sort of thing when you're opening a chest and trying to get an exotic? I mean, what are the chances? You basically have almost the same chances as getting off a random mob. Probably from more like the boss mobs, which I'm sure I got that from, because I'm pretty sure it was that golem that we fought in Star Wars.
Well, that and you're going to be finding or killing more mobs than you are, opening chests. So
true enough.
let's be honest, there's only one good chest in the entire game, and that is the chest at the end of the even-numbered fractals on the bonus round.
Yeah, the bonus fractals chest. I love opening that thing. It's like Christmas every day. Gosh, I still haven't made it to level 10 yet. That's another thing. Fractals, why are you so tedious? Gosh, it's like, I know.
I guess they're tedious because, they want them to be, well, I don't know. Do we consider tedious and challenging to be the same thing?
Well,
I certainly don't.
I don't either. But what challenge did they add? They're practically the same dungeon. I mean, they do seem they got fairly difficult around level 5. They seem to spike slightly in difficulty. I mean, but we still haven't made it to Agony yet, which is going to be fun. Woo, Agony! I can't wait to start jumping in that crap.
It's basically just a barrier to stop you from going even further without grinding a little bit on the lower level ones to get Agony resistance.
Yeah, I do have my first Ascended item, so I can get an infusion, but the infusion with a bonus is so expensive when it comes to items, like 250 crocker
It's like
shells.
what is even the point? Except for going further into fractals, is Agony resistance going to help you in PvE or PvP or
Nope.
anywhere else in the game?
Absolutely not.
So it's only for fractals.
Yep, pretty much.
That is pretty ridiculous.
But the thing is, you can spend 75 fractal relics for a simple infusion. But you got to think, someone brought this up, and I guess I can kind of understand why it's so expensive to get that plus like 5 of one stat up. They're like, well, that seems, it doesn't really make a difference in PvE, but in PvP and not PvP, but I mean World v World, where every level 80 character with full-on gear is practically has the same stats, but that like plus 5 slightly, it makes you better than everyone else. And
Slightly.
yeah, but I mean,
But it doesn't matter when there's a death train running around.
It's true,
Yeah.
but I mean, you hit that wall, but that plus 5 kind of just pushes you a tiny little bit over the wall, and I guess people are willing to pay like a ton of time and a ton of items to get that little smidgen over the top of the wall.
They want to be better than everybody else, even if it's by like 1%.
True. Also, the fractals. Another thing I have about the problem with the fractals while we're on this topic. There was a mention in a blog post or in an announcement they would be fixing the fractals to where when you dropped out, you can rejoin and, uninterrupted. Has not been implemented yet, and I guess they're saving it for the 28th. So
yeah, because you what was it, Dungeons or Fractals? Yeah, you got kicked from a dungeon, and you were the party leader, and you were halfway through, and everybody got kicked.
Yes, I know. That was weird. It just tossed me out in the front of the dungeon, and I don't even know what happened. I fell through the world or something, and it just wouldn't let me do anything.
They need to have a system implemented where if the party leader leaves, then the next person down on the list just gets promoted to party leader.
True. That would be nice. Another gripe I have for the looting system, we dabbled a little bit into it. We mentioned it here. Magic Find, in general, the most garbage stat in the game, in my opinion. It shouldn't
Honestly,
be here.
It is a weird stat because when I was a kid, in every single video game I played that had like, I guess I turned to you a little bit. Anyway, what? Oh no. Anyway, every single game that I played that had a luck stat in them, I always thought that affected drop rates, but it never did. And I guess it makes sense because why would you want to change a percentage, beyond what it already is? And it's like, are you shrugging at me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you shrugging at me?
I don't know why it is.
I don't know. It just feels like you have to get a specific armor set just to go and find items, and that seems like a waste of time. Why should I have to create a separate armor hunting set? or item hunting set.
No, this is what he's talking about, guys. I have my own magic armor set here. It's really shitty, but it's what I have to use to basically try to obtain items in this game. It's not pretty. It's the ugly side of Guild Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's such a good. This game. Don't get me wrong. We have a lot of gripes with this game, but by far, I think, in my opinion, it's the best MMO I've ever played. And I've played the supposed best one. WoW. I was extremely disappointed. I don't understand why people play it so much. But I mean, I guess 7 years ago, back when it first came out, it was a lot better. It was revolutionary.
It's because they've been it was really good for its time, but most people have invested so much time into it that they don't want to leave.
Yeah, I guess that's
anyway,
the case.
But yeah, it's Magic Find. It's a garbage stat. It should not exist. Why not just make all of the drop percentage rates be static?
Yeah, they should.
It makes more sense to do that.
It would be better just to have Magic Find boosters, just that alone, and make.
Just boosters so that you can increase the chance of better drops instead of having to create an entire armor set. I'm just fine with the boosters that you can buy from the shop.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. That is perfectly okay with me. It's just the fact that you can put Magic Find on armor sets and on weapons that bugs the living crap out of me.
It just seems like a waste of a slot for a stat. You have potentially vitality up or condition damage if you're into that sort of thing. There's a lot of better things to go there instead of Magic Find.
If you're into that sort of thing,
if you swing that way.
Condition damage, garbage if you ask me. It's not like that's all engineers can use to do damage.
Well, I'm a guardian. I burn things. That's all I do. That's the one condition I can. Yeah. Oh, well, I can put vulnerability and blindness, which blindness is kind of garbage in my opinion, but vulnerability is pretty good. I like it. It makes them weaky. It makes them very weaky. Weaky links.
Makes them into. Oh, okay, yeah. It leaks their information.
Yep.
Anyway.
Let's see what else we
Next
can.
topic.
I don't know. We can talk about classes if you want. We've been pretty adamant talking about how shitty engineers are.
I mean, let's see. You've mainly played a Guardian and a Mesmer, and dabbled around with other various classes.
Well, my other character is a Necromancer.
Did I say Mesmer? I meant Necromancer.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk a little bit about Guardians and Necromancers and
all right. Well, obviously,
problems with them are.
I think Guardians, they're fine. I have a couple of gripes with them, but it's probably just my personal problems. I think they're fairly balanced, I suppose. The only thing that I gripe about is my HP is really low, even when I invest in Vitality. My damage is pretty decent. Plus, I got access to a ton of instant boons all the time, which is good. I like that. I like the fact that I can just stack stuff on myself.
I think that's a main draw of Guardians is the sheer amount of boons that you can put on yourself.
Yep.
And it feels like they're a very boon-centric, like that, a very boon-centric class. And it's like they even have skills that increase, all their stats based on how many boons that they have going on them at once. So it's like if you could slam a whole bunch of boons on you all at once, you're pretty much a murder machine.
Pretty much a murder machine. That is
pretty much a murder machine.
Pretty much.
And you have a mystical energy shield on your arm.
It's my Aegis. Ignore it. It'll go away eventually.
Ignore it. It's not a thing.
Ignore the men behind the curtain. It's just a shiny shield anyway. What about the engineer? How do you feel about that?
When I first started playing, I felt that Engineer was severely underpowered. It felt like I was never doing enough damage. And for the most part, it kept going on that trend until I got to level 80 and I started playing around with all the builds that I could make. And the one build that I found to be the most useful was basically speccing into both firearms and alchemy.
Is that the
which
one?
basically increased my firearms increased my precision and my condition duration, I think. And then the other one increases my health and my something else. I can't remember exactly off the top of my. I think it was boon durations.
I think so too.
Yeah, and basically it makes all of my potions last. Like I spec it to where my potions last 20% longer. They recharge 20% faster, and when I drop below a certain amount of health, I become immune to disabilities. And I make sure that my pistol shots pierce.
Not bad.
And it's like when your pistol shots pierce, it is when you have a group of enemies all clustered together, it is ridiculously strong because for each enemy you pierce through, it causes an explosion off of, and that explosion hits all the enemies around them. So you're just ripping through them, doing a ridiculous amount of damage. But it's like, even then, like now that I think engineers are a pretty strong class, just because of that, it feels like they're being misrepresented. Misrepresented
I got
in that, because it's like they're basically they're engineers. They're supposed to be building stuff, but here I am just with pistols shooting things and drinking potions. And to me, that being
shooting things
dealing
up
with
and
potions,
drinking.
that doesn't sound like an engineer. It's like, it sounds more like an apothecary or even a medic or something. It doesn't sound like an engineer. I want the focus of the class to be more about the turrets, but the problem is the turrets are garbage. They don't scale up as you level up. They have relatively the same amount of health as you go, it seems, because as soon as I fight, if I'm fighting boss, as soon as I put out a turret, the boss turns to my turret, hits it once, and then it's broken. And this is even when I have the 20% less damage, or is it 30? I think it's 30% less damage to turrets and the health regen on them.
Yep.
And I'm even when I'm using a thumper turret, which has the highest HP of all the turrets, it still gets taken down like 2 hits by most bosses.
Yeah, but that's the problem with everyone's summons. They're all weak as shit. They have no purpose. It's like...
Yeah, but at least their summons move around. My summons are stationary. I can't even... If I pick them up and they haven't had any damage done to them, I still have to wait for them to recharge. That Aegis again? And a hammer. Nice. You showing off your summons now?
Yeah, just demonstrating. Well, but
I mean...
I move around.
Yeah, yours move around. The engineers, it just feels like... I don't know, they got the short end of the stick when it comes to summons. Because, theirs are very... I guess I'd say they're very situational in how you can use them.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just summon them and just, I guess, you can summon them and forget about them, but they're going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
They always do.
Well, that's
it doesn't matter who you're fighting. I've never had my turrets not be destroyed, and then they take forever to regenerate.
It's kind of like this guy right here. He doesn't do anything. He's the most useless. He's like a useless piece of garbage. His own card.
Look at him. He's just scratching himself in public.
I know. My necromancer.
And now he's talking.
Yeah, he kind of jibber jabbers with his little jaws.
His little jaws.
His little baby jaw. Look at that. He's sleepy.
He's so adorable.
I know. He's a tree gorilla.
He's yawning. Yeah.
But the Necromancer has the same problem. I really wanted to be like a Reanimator type, like Necromancer, but my minions, they don't attack half the time. Their AI is garbage. They don't do enough damage. And, I mean, I don't understand the point of having them out. Even with all the buffs to them, they just don't cut it. They can't cut it. I mean, they die. Like my elite Flesh Golem that regenerates health. What's the point if it regenerates health if it just dies every time I bring it up?
That could be like, I guess, rectified if increase the or decrease the cooldown time on them so that you can basically zerg enemies.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just keep summoning them, but it's like even if they made it to where I could pick up my turrets at full health and then immediately be able to plop them down in a different place, that doesn't cure the fact that if they get hit once, they're gone, and then I have to completely recharge them. Hell, if I'd rather have it to where all of my turrets are like my mortar turret, and I can set it down and man it instead of setting down and forgetting about it.
Well, I have a quick question. You have a weapon kit to repair them, right? Why does that even exist?
It's garbage. It doesn't repair them enough, and it's like you run over there, use the wrench smack ability, and it just it heals it for like maybe, I don't know, 1/8 of its health or something like that.
Wow, that is
even less than that probably. And it's like you would have to stop what you're doing, run over there, and then continuously whack on it to get it repaired. And then you walk away, and the enemy immediately hits it, and it's damaged again. And then you have to go back and start repairing it again. You also have a wrench throw. But again, the wrench throw heals just about as much as the wrench whack. So it has a longer recharge on it. So there's no point in using it at all.
Wow, that's just just all these little oversights kind of upset me. I don't think they're oversights, just the same thing. It's like feels like the classes were just not paid enough attention to when they were making them.
Engineer is technically the only new class, considering that Guardians used to be monks. But it's like it feels like they had all the potential to create an amazing new class, and then it fell short. It was like they had all these ideas, but no idea how to implement them together into one place. It was like, oh, the engineers, they'll be able to, use potions, and they'll be able to use kits and turrets, but their turrets suck. Their kits, for the most part, some of them are good, but the problem is they're, if you do anything, if you're knocked out or knocked down, you're immediately switched back to your default weapon. You have to get your kit back out. And it's like your kit takes up an entire slot.
Well,
so, it's like...
I feel that engineers were like a really cool class. Like, they have so much cool garbage. Like, they just have like so much stuff going on for them. But I think the problem is like somebody was like testing them out, or something was like, these guys are too good. We gotta like nerf the shit out of these guys. Maybe like the turrets did way more damage or something, and the fact you can repair them for a ton. Because like looking on paper, all this stuff listed down just sounds really broken when you if you pitch this idea to someone, they're just like, this class is just too OP. It's gonna just ruin the whole game. But it turned out the complete opposite, I guess, because of that whole scenario, probably. I mean, someone sitting around a desk was just like, that sounds way too good. We got to do something about that. So it feels like someone just...
I love how our characters keep rubbing their necks at the same time. And just, I got to mix this up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. And we're dancing. Anyway, yeah.
Just stop that.
No, I'm gonna keep dancing.
All right.
Any other, like you
I
want
think
me
it's
to talk about the
whistles?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, like, my elementalist isn't high enough level for me to talk about him.
Let's see, what's my other character? My necromancer. I can only do condition damage. That's all I do with it anyway. I think everyone has established the fact that necromancers are only good at bleeding out targets. They really don't have anything else going for them. Maybe vulnerability, because Axe just stacks that crap with its number one. Thieves! Quit being so OP. I basically played the starter mission with a char I just made. It took me like 2 minutes to go through the entire thing, and I unlocked all my skills.
Elementalist is like, or my thief is like level 40 something, right?
Yeah.
And that character is ridiculously strong. I'm running into areas that are way higher level than me, and still destroying everything.
It's just the initiative system, I think. Their F1 or whatever, that screw thief still or whatever it's called. That's dumb, but the initiative is like what's so good about the thief.
Mm-hmm.
They can just spam attacks without having to wait for cooldown as long as you have the initiative. And that is a little bit much. I think that's a little bit crazy. But they don't do so well in the large numbers of enemies. That is the thing.
Yeah, they're mainly one-on-one. But if you can pull one enemy at a time.
Yeah, they dominate more.
Easily take out a large group.
Yeah, they dominate more PvP and World v World more than they do PvE. But thieves be thieves.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's all.
Even then, if most of the time in World v World you're running in large groups.
Yeah, that's true. Find the nearest commander and hop on that kill train. Chugga chugga chugga. But anyway, that's enough of that. I mean, I really haven't played of any other class besides Guardian, Necromancer, Engineer, a little bit of Thief here and there, and a Mesmer here and there. That's about it.
You want to talk about, even though we know they're going to fix it, about the cash shop and the money, like the economy of the game? That is pretty much a humongous topic in of itself.
So which one do you want to start? You want to start the cash shop or the trading post? You decide.
Let's just do them together. Just say that the cash shop is probably one of the reasons why the trading post is such a mess right now, and the fact that the game's economy is being flooded by money from the outside world and transferring gems to gold.
For anyone's argument that says that anything worth on the trading shop is like way too much, like someone's not spending real life money to get a $200 item or a 200 gold item, because that's a lot of real life money. That's like $200 real life money. But I'm gonna throw this at you. What if they bought like $50 with every paycheck they got? Just took $50 aside, bought gems, and just saved up. After 4 paychecks, you can acquire...
That's a possibility. It's like, I really have a problem with people buying, with them making it to where you could transfer gems to gold. I mean, I have no problem with gold to gems. That's fine with me, if you want to save up your gold in-game and buy gems with them. But the sheer fact that you can, like, just pretty much buy gold with gems means that you're basically introducing money into the economy that doesn't really exist. It's basically just coming from it would be like injecting foreign currency into a market
that doesn't even exist.
Feels like, well, I don't know. It just feels like you're basically inflating everything by introducing a ridiculous amount of money to everything. It's like, oh well, this thing is super expensive, but that's okay because people can afford it because you can just buy more gold with gems.
Yeah. Another problem. The trading post in general. While we're on the top of the trading post, legendary weapons I feel should not be on the trading post. Should not be able to be sold. First of all, people are selling for like 2,500 gold and stuff like that, and they have not sold.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's willing to pay that much gold for them.
How much money do you have to put it up for sale? Like 100 and something gold?
Oof. No, more than that. Like 500 and something probably. Yeah,
500 something gold.
That's correct. I remember. I take that back. I know I said I didn't get lucky with any drop. I got lucky with one drop. From a Black Lion's chest, I got the permanent bank access contract when it was worth 600 gold on the market. It's dropped to like 140 or 240 something now. But it cost me 30.
In a Black Lion's chest.
Yeah, that's true. It cost me nearly 50 gold to put that thing on the market just to put it up for sale. 50 gold.
Yeah.
For a $600 gold item.
Well, if you think about it, if you really think about it, Black Lion's chests have a higher drop rate than most places, purely because you have to have Black Lion keys to open them. And where do you get Black Lion keys? You get them off of the the gym shop, basically. So it's like you're spending money. I mean, you'll get a Black Lion key every now and then, like from a story quest, or really rarely from monster drops. But it's like, you'll find them, or you find that the easiest place to get them is just buying them from the
They
the gem shop.
really need to fix the Black Lions chests, because honestly, I think they're garbage. Like, it was cool when I actually got that contract when they first introduced those things, but they're ridiculously low drop rate to where, like, probably 1 out of, like, 1,000 get them. I don't even know how I got it, because I was looking at the statistics for people that buy it, like, open, like, 800 chests. Like, I don't know how you open 800 chests, but someone did it, and they didn't get a single access contract at all. And
Yeah, I guess you were just really lucky.
I was really lucky, but the garbage that are in the chest are worthless. Like, there's no point in spending the money for a key to open the chest when you can just buy the item straight out on the freaking market
Yeah.
for
A lot
less.
of times you could just get the stuff straight from the market, and it's like,
Yeah,
why would I want to open a Black Lions chest and find that? I'd rather open a Black Lions chest and get loot from within the game.
I was
Just give me, I don't know, give me a random rare or exotic every time I open one.
I would say give like a unique like weapon skin or item skin, just skins in general in those things. But they haven't changed the gym shop since day one of the freaking game. Well, I take that back. It's changed since the beta. But
Yeah, to be fair, they are adding new stuff, but we have no idea any details on it aside from a Quaggin backpack, and that's basically it.
And a Quaggin backpack. It looks cute, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess I'm probably not going to wear it into combat.
Yeah, I mean, and back to the idea of the whole buying gems or gold with gems.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if they have that, why not just, instead of having that, have gold boosters?
That's what I was thinking too, like some sort of. Or why not just take out junk items in general and replace it with like a couple silver or copper here and there?
Have a system set in the game where it auto sells loot that is below a certain level or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if I find sell it, like, immediately auto sell it to the trader.
Yeah, I guess. That could work out. But I don't know. There's a lot of new items coming to the shop. I'm hoping for a.
No, actually, I was thinking that'd be a bad idea, because that would help one of the other biggest problems in this game, the bots.
Oh God, the bots. This game has a problem.
We can't have that.
Yeah, they just.
That is another topic.
Another topic. Bots. Do you want to discuss bots? I guess we can. Fucking hate them. Just run around in circles. Look at them go.
Yeah. Just go into Ouroboros Cave in where was it, Harathi Hinterlands?
Yeah.
And look around. Yeah, you're sure. Yeah, in the Maguuma server at least, but I'm pretty sure they're like on every server.
Probably.
See, where is it? It's Ouroboros Caves. It's above the Great Ridis Waypoint. You just walk in there. I'm sure you will see some running around. They're always in there.
Yeah.
And they're just running around killing script. That's all they do. You get to talk to them, say anything you want to them. They won't respond because they're robots. Robots in disguise.
They're trying to take over the world. They're trying to assimilate us with assimilies.
So, and they're busy flooding the market with
potatoes,
random items that they find.
Fucking baked potatoes.
No, with sandwiches and daggers.
Oh my God, the price of salmon and daggers is dropping drastically. What will we do?
I mean, most people, like, they say, oh, well, they keep the prices of everything down. That's great. And I'm like, no. That is not great, because let's say you find something amazing and you go to sell it on the market and find that it's worth practically nothing.
because someone already sold like 1,000 plus of them.
Yeah, you could thank bots for that. It's like, it's fine. I guess it is cool that you can go onto the market and find exotic armor pieces for like in the silvers.
I don't think that's true.
You know,
I've
it's
never
also not
I've never seen an exotic
fine
anything.
for like one gold.
Yeah, one gold.
There you go.
It's better.
But it's like normally in any other game, if bots didn't have an effect on it, those would be worth a little bit more.
Yep.
But you would probably also be able to afford them because whatever you find would be worth something too. It is not anymore.
Nuts.
Those days are behind us.
Behind, like whatever this is behind us. I was about to say what it is. We still have that pack that we can't mention where we're at right now.
This is a secret place. It's a secret clubhouse. Try to find it.
This is the Gill Spiral.
They're going to find it as soon as they watch it. They're like, oh my god, I know where that is.
Yeah.
But how did they get down there?
It's the God Spiral, Guild Hall. Relocated after the Great Quaggin' Wagon incident of Winter's Day, I guess. Anyway, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is the big chunk, kind of what this is all leading up to. The major updates coming to the game. Shall we look at them? I'm going to go ahead and just pull up a list. Actually, can I pull up a list?
Yeah.
Crap. I seem to be locked in game for some reason. Can you pull up the list? I'll link you to them. Did I?
A list of changes?
Yeah, changes.
Yeah. I can.
Just tell me.
I can bring them up.
Tell me something.
Hold on.
It'll come back to me.
All right. Okay. Telling you about it now. Are we talking about Flame and Frost, or about
yeah, I guess we
the
can.
months ahead?
Well, we can talk about months ahead. That's kind of like
Because immediately Flame and Frost is what's going to happen in the next update.
Let's just talk about what's coming out as they come out, I guess. Well, we can dabble a little bit in what's coming out after, Frost and Flame Prelude. And is it Flame and Frost or is it Frost and Flame?
Flame and Frost.
Flame and Frost. Flame and Frost Prelude. Well, we'll talk about that one right now, and then afterwards we can just dabble into what's coming on after that, what they've mentioned or promised or said.
All right. Let us go down the list then. New features. Temple of the Silent Storm Week.
Wow,
From
PvP.
January 28th to February 4th, the regular 8-team 3-round paid tournaments will be replaced by 2-team single-round paid tournaments in the Temple of the Silent Storm map. After the week is over, we'll add Temple of the Silent Storm to the regular rotation of both free and paid tournaments.
Neat. New PvP map, I guess.
Any comments on that? I guess new PvP map. Yeah.
I don't play PvP.
Well,
I dabble in it. I mean, I play.
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody's dabbled in PvP a little bit. I mean, I'm sure people that play a lot of PvP will be very excited about that.
Me, I'm a more of
or
a
maybe
PvE.
not. I'm not sure.
I'm more of a PvE man myself.
An improved achievement system. We're adding a new rotation of daily achievements to add variety and encourage you to explore the open world. You'll get different achievements every day of the week and a new achievement tracker in the UI to make it easier to track your progress. Any comment on that?
This is what I've been looking forward to, honestly. Since this announcement in the months ahead coming, they showed that picture. The picture is an image of the laurels that you can exchange for your achievements that you earn for dailies and monthlies, and eventually retroactive achievements that you've already obtained.
Is that like Peacemaker armor?
What's that?
Like the weapons are Peacemaker weapons. I'm fairly certain. Or are they glyphic? No, those are glyphic, aren't they?
Wait, what are you looking at?
Oh, this picture next to. I thought you were talking about the picture.
No. I'm talking about the image of the trading system where it has like the 10 dies for 5 laurels and the endless tectonic.
Oh yeah, you get. Yeah. I was about to get to that. The new achievement laurels. You'll earn these brand new laurels as a reward for daily and monthly achievements.
Yes.
Redeem these laurels for rewards like new ascended gear and infusions.
So
basically, they're rewarding you for playing the game.
Yeah, no more grinding Fractals of the Mist for your ascended gear. You can actually just play the goddamn game and get it. My God, that's actually a bigger thing than most people
excited about.
realize. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned we were talking about this before for like, I hope this is the case. I mean, I'm not 100% sure. There's a lot of theories on it. We were talking about how it'd be cool if we had class-based gear instead of, how we have cultural gear. We have class-based because you can see a warrior running with the same armor as a guardian. They shouldn't look the same.
Yeah.
But they're releasing...
or a necromancer running in the same gear as elementalist.
Yeah, that's true.
It just seems kind of weird.
That is true, but I mean, these boxes...
So, unique armor sets, yeah.
Those gear, the engineer gear, the mesmer gear, the guardian gear, whatever it's called, possible unique skins for gear, possibly? For 5 laurels is kind of questionable.
I'm hoping that it is unique, but I'm going to be the negative Nancy here and say that most likely it's just gear that is the stats and the sigils or the runes on them are geared towards that class.
Yeah, like a heavy, if you get a, like, let's use a guardian for example, because I know a lot about, like, you just open the guardian gearbox, you get a rare leg piece, like one piece of armor that's rare, that's just heavy armor, and it's equipped with like superior sigil of the, or rune of the guardian, or something like that, right?
Yeah, probably.
Or major
something like that. That's what I'm predicting.
I hope not. I hope not. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's definitely going to be interesting to check out that and see what you can actually get from those gearboxes.
Yeah, ascended items from those too. Fancy.
Let's see, guesting. Which is a system where you'll be able to do quests with players from other servers.
Yeah, it not to be confused with what you can already do with dungeons. From what I can assume, you can actually just port into another server, right? But you have none of the benefits of being on your own server. Like, you can't go to World v. World.
Yeah, you can basically come onto another server and like play around, but a lot of your features will be locked. Like, you won't be able to access your bank or have any of your guild benefits.
Yeah.
But you'll be able to run around and party with other players, and I'm pretty sure you will still get achievements for doing things while on a different server.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that. So you can basically run with some of your friends if they're on another server. You won't be able to have your full benefits, but you'll be able to do that. And along with this, they are making it to where you have to pay gems. There's a gem fee for transferring homeworlds.
I think that's dumb.
So.
I hate that every MMO has adopted the system of like, okay, it's free to play, but we're going to make you pay to switch your server, even though you've already put a time limit on your server switching. You basically have a system in place where you charge money for gold. Let's be honest, who's buying stuff in the guild, the fucking gym shop? It hasn't changed in since day one before. There's nothing new in it.
Yeah.
What are you buying? Black Lion keys and salvage kits, pretty much. I would say you go to Lynn's for those, but she's disabled and she won't be returning until the 28th. And then as soon as the next update of that, she's gone. So anyone that enjoyed picking up Black Lion's keys, say goodbye to them forever. They're done now. Even when she comes back for a limited time, they're over. No more of those, because apparently that was an exploit. Let's see what else we got going down. She still has like salvage. I'm gonna just probably stock up on like salvage kits before she dies. I assume she's gonna have a funeral or something, because feed her to the zombies.
Yeah.
Let's see what's this. It's a lot of stuff.
New utility infusions and ascended amulets.
Oh yeah, they're adding
a wide range of new gear that can be purchased with the new laurels, with 5 new utility infusions and 30 ascended amulets to choose from. There's something for every style of player. So, yep, that's nice.
Accessories, the biggest cop-out for gear ever.
Accessories.
Because you don't have to make...
because you actually don't see it. You could just make it, anything. It's like, this is the bronze booger. You can't tell what it is, because it doesn't show up on your player.
It doesn't.
More upgrades and improvements. We're making a ton of other improvements to the game this month, such as enhanced performance in World v. World, tweaks to the dynamic level adjustment system and UI improvements, which will be detailed in our release notes. Now, what do you think they mean by dynamic level adjustment?
I actually know exactly what they mean by that. I was about to mention that they're actually going to fix that. It's where the events will level to you. Say you have like 5 people, the mobs will be basically stronger from each other person you have, and there'll also be more of them. And if there's less people in your group during the event, there's less enemies, they're weaker. And if you're soloing, it's basically meant to be able to tackle the party you have with being the basically appropriate difficulty. This game seems to have a fetish with like appropriate leveling. Everything has to be like spot on that level. They downgrade you when you're not the right level. They upgrade you when you're not the right level. They do everything.
It's almost as if they're holding your hand.
True enough.
And guiding you through the entire game. You know, it's like there's never... I mean, there are moments when you walk into a place that's too high of a level, but it's like if you need to level up a little bit, just go to a place that's a lower level. You could still level just as fine in there as you can in a place that's the same level. So
yeah. So I was just gonna say. I was gonna say something about my necromancer in Ore. I tried to solo Ore with my necromancer to try to get like get some of the map uncovered, right? So I can basically TP around and actually do the dungeon with her. But I got to the Gates of Ara and nobody was doing anything. It was by myself, and I just died. And it's so weird because like I'm not used to not being able to solo Ore. I mean, my guardian, I can just run through Ore by myself all the time. But
yeah,
it's just so different. Like, I kind of understand why people are saying like engineers and necromancers and stuff they're not soloable characters really. You can't just run into an area by yourself thinking that you're going to be able to make it out alive. It's just a struggle.
It's kind of funny because as a necromancer, you know, you're technically never by yourself.
Yeah, the main
it's just that your pets are so worthless that you might as well be.
Yeah, that's the problem. Gosh darn. I got that defense golem. It's not working so well with me either. I got lied.
There are a couple of things that they'll be adding in the months ahead that aren't in this update, and one of them is they will be improving the guild system.
Yes, guild missions, guild achievements, guild halls, hopefully praying. Please?
So, you know, I'm pretty excited about that. They'll make it easier to get influence with smaller guilds, so you don't have to be in a massive guild just to, you know, have influence.
It's true. We have a guild of... I don't know, I feel pretty impressed that we have so many upgrades, and we're a guild of like 7 people now. We used to have more, but we culled. We had a culling of inactives recently, and geez, we're down to like 7 active members.
Can we talk a little bit about the guild system and how representing is a terrible feature?
Yeah, the fact that you can join multiple guilds is also a problem.
And only the guild that you represent gets any benefits from you, and you get any benefits from it, but yet you take up a slot in its roster.
Yeah,
that kind of irks me a little bit. I mean, and most people say they kind of defend it by saying, well, I like to be part of a PvE guild and a dungeon guild and a PvP guild and a World v World guild, and I'm like, well, you know, nothing's stopping you from doing any of those things in one guild, but here's the deal. Okay, we'll just run with that and say, why don't they make it to where you can join these separate guilds, but you only represent them in the given area. Like, you only represent a World v World guild in World v World. So when you log into World v World, your World v World friends will know that you are there. Same with PvP.
Yeah,
you know, it just doesn't make any sense that you would be representing a World v World guild while running around PvE area. It's like those people that were in our guild and weren't representing it at all. Any time, you know, even though we saw them running around in, you know, PvE areas, and we mostly do PvE things, so...
Yeah. Well, I just feel like I just I don't know. I think that system is fine and dandy about representing in each light world, but I think like it'd be simpler if they only let you be part of one guild in general, and just say join a guild that represent all those things. Because dear God, there are billions of guilds probably useless, like thousands of them that don't do anything. Just find a guild that say they do all of it and just join them for God's sakes.
Yeah. Most of the bigger guilds advertise all of it. They're like, oh, well, we have a commander, and we do World v. World, we do PvP, we do dungeons, we do, whatever. And it's like,
look at me.
There are plenty of guilds that do everything.
Yeah, I really regretting. I mean, I should just bit the bullet and spent my 100 of my gold on I'm buying a fucking commander thing just so I can be like, oh, look at me, I'm a commander. I spent 100 gold.
No, I'm going to talk about that because I do not like the fact that you can spend 100 gold and immediately become a commander. It just feels like a cheap title. Well, it's not cheap because it's 100, but it's like that you just bought instead of earned. Wouldn't it be better if somebody earned that title through World v. World rather than just bought it?
Make commander like a title that you unlock.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
In like World
Yeah,
v. World.
that's what I'm saying. It's like you unlock this achievement and suddenly you're a commander and now you have more, you have more abilities and more responsibility.
Oh crap!
Could it?
Throw that.
You're trying to.
I dropped.
I dropped stuff.
I dropped my water bottle. It'll be fine. I'll ignore it for now. This is just a cat licking it up. Don't worry about it.
It's only water. It's all over my computer.
No, it's fine. It was it had a lid on it, a little twisty material bottle cap. That's what I was trying to say. Bottle cap. It's got a bottle cap on it because it's a bottle of water.
All right. Is there anything else?
Probably the biggest thing of all before we leave. This thing, like the title, this next event or Prelude, quotation marks, to the larger events.
Flame and Frost.
Flame and Frost. Possibly Primordius. Possibly Jormag. I sure as hell hoping
possibly,
that will
possibly both of them.
Possibly simultaneously. They fuse together and make one giant fire frost dragon, and then you fight them in the desert Garuda temple, and then you're like Twin Rova, and they shoot shit at you, and you're like, oh,
maybe it'll be like that level from Banjo-Tooie.
Oh, yeah.
Fire on one side and ice on the other.
Ice of fire!
Fire and ice.
Oh no, he's got the ice of fire! I don't know how to live that thing. Anyway, guys, thank you for sticking with us to the first, hopefully not last episode of the Plot Spiral.
Horrible episode.
It's fine. We're just talking about Guild Wars. We're just doing what we do. It was not awful. It was fine. It was fine. We had a serious discussion here.
Listen to me talk about economics when I don't know anything.
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's game economics. We take pride in our game knowledge.
Game economics, yeah.
I've been playing this game long enough to know things. My tips and tricks and my magic tricks with pulling rabbits out of hats and putting gold into a slot machine and hoping to get the right thing. I got a gambling addiction. Leave me alone. Anyway, later, guys. Peace. You gotta exit?
No, I don't want to leave. No, I'm just kidding. Bye.